All right. Welcome to Introductory Performance Seminar. It is August 27th at 4:30 p.m. PST. All right. And we're going to jump right on in. So, no, that student actually has already performed. So it's just the two of you guys today. So just a reminder, make sure your original sound is on when you perform, and you can go ahead and mute yourself when you're done. I need to pull out my notebook. Hang on, give me 1 second. All right. So let's just jump in. Mila, do you want to go first? All right, let's go. Go ahead and turn on your sound, and then let's go ahead and go first. So I know that the Gavotte has been giving everybody a little bit of trouble lately, just like because it's not showing up. Give me 1 second. I have another version of it open, so just give me one.
The sheet music.
Oh, you have the sheet music already? Well, that's awesome. Okay, well, let's hear it, and we'll just have this open for fun. Go ahead. And is this memorized?
Kind of.
Okay, so we're like on the road to memorization, but it's not like fully there yet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, introduce your piece, and then go ahead and play it.
My name is Mila, and I'm gonna be playing Give Out. Wait. Okay, good job. Look at the people.
All right. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, Mila, so what is one thing you feel like you did really well with this piece and one thing you could improve?
The staccatos. I think that was good.
Okay.
And your left. The movement is something
Okay.
I have to work on.
Movements. Yeah, there are some tricky movements in this piece. So we'll go over to, gosh, sorry, my cat's being a cat. Okay, all right. Very nicely done, very nicely done. Okay, let's jump over to Kiva. Leah, chill, please. All right, go ahead, introduce yourself, introduce your piece. No, no, you can't sit here, baby. I'm sorry. Hang on, sorry. There you go. Okay. Introduce yourself, introduce your piece.
My name is Kiva, and I'm going to be playing Round Dance by Ferdinand Pryor. Wait, can I start over?
Mhm. Okay. All right. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. So, Kiva, what is one thing that you feel like you did really well and one thing you feel like you could improve?
One thing that I think I did really well was I memorized the whole thing and I was playing from memory, which was kind of difficult, but I still was able to do it. And something I think that I need to kind of improve on is to make sure that my hands are at the right spot at the right time because I really struggle sometimes to find the right notes.
Okay. Okay. So, because there's only two of us, or two of you guys, and one of me, we're gonna kind of do it a little differently than I normally would. We're gonna focus on one person at a time, and I'll try to give you guys equal amounts of time. Um, so Mila, let's take a little bit of a look at yours. So first off, do you have this piece printed? Oh, I can't hear you. I think you're muted. Yes, no? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Go ahead and unmute yourself, at least for now. And then if you want to mute again, we can.
I have it on a book.
Okay. So I know that this is on Oak Cliff because I put it there. So that's why I know this. Okay, and it's not showing up, which is great. There are the movements. The movements are supposed to be here. I don't know what's going on with this song. They're not in this song. But honestly, what I'll do is I'll add the notes, or I'll add the this is nope, hang on. This was Gavat, correct?
Yeah.
And are you in level 1? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I think this is what lines 1 and 2. And then give me 1 second. Let me do that again. Let me, okay, there it is. Okay. And then line 3. Oops, let me move that over here. Okay. So I'll put these in here so that you can kind of look through them. But I think one, having the movements written down and annotated in your book will be really helpful for you.
Yeah,
So
I annotated
you have all the annotations and stuff?
it.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. So what I would do is as you're playing through, notice where you're having the biggest troubles. So where would you say are you having the biggest troubles?
Like lines?
Mm-hmm.
Line 3 and 4.
Line 3 and 4. So is that like this second half,
Yeah.
the repeat sign? Okay. So what I would do then is break that into smaller sections. So let's just do that just really quickly. So we're just gonna go ba-da-da-da-dum,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So these are 2 sections. So let's start with this first one.
Okay.
Just play that for me. Oh, and we're starting on C, right?
Oh, okay.
First one. Uh-huh. Oh, just that, just up to there.
Okay.
And let's do it with the left hand.
Oh, with it.
Ba-da-da-da-dum. Got it?
Um.
Ba-da-
Wait. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then what I would do is as I'm practicing that, I would practice that 5, 10, 15, 20 times, and then move on to the next little section, okay? The other thing that I would say is check your counting, because we were playing these eighth notes like they were quarter notes. So whenever we have this little line here, it means that these notes are faster, okay? And the more lines that there are, the faster the notes are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, but really nicely done, really nicely done. So the next thing I would work on with this piece is make sure that all of those movements are super clean and super crisp. And then the other thing is just work on those rhythms, okay? But overall, really well done, really nicely done. Yeah. And then but everything sounded good. So good job, Mila. Awesome, awesome. Another round of applause for you. This probably will not save, but that's okay. We'll come back to it. And then Kiva, let's take a look at your piece. So you mentioned that you were having some trouble finding your hand positions, correct?
Yeah, just for the when it shifts like 3 notes, so when both the right and the left hand start on C, so like the second half. I was struggling to find the notes for that one, but only like in the beginning.
Okay. So this piece has two main hand positions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the two main hand positions that we have in this piece?
So it's kind of like it's like all of your finger, they both the hands start at A and their pinky, like your first finger is on A and your last finger is on E.
Okay. And so when we have that, we call it A position. Okay. Does that make sense? Because A is the lowest note. And then what's our second hand position that we get into?
C position.
C position. Okay. Now, so I think knowing that is helpful. When it comes to moving, here's what I recommend. Practice moving, just the moving between the two hand positions. Okay. There's a technique, and this works really well when you have a quick move. So, like anytime you have a really quick move that you got to do, this technique works really great. And it's called play touch. So, I would play, let's say, the end of this. Bum, ba, da, da. And then I'm going to, as quickly as possible, move my pinky to C. So A, C, A, C. And I'm not going to play it, I'm just touching it. Okay. And what this does is it helps to build in that muscle memory when we're playing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good, 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 good. So the other thing I wanted to go over with yours, because you know the note, you know the rhythms, you know the everything, right? It's that
Yeah.
memory. So there so this is Miss Nancy terminology right now. Okay, no other teacher is going to use this terminology, but I'll tell you how I think about memorization. So I have two types of memorization that I consider memorization. The first is what I like to call accidental memorization. You know, you hear a song over and over and over and over, and so like you're like singing along with it, and you can sing every single word. But if I said, "Hey, what is that?" The second line in the second verse, you'd be like, "I don't know," because you only know it when everything is already going through, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's our other student. He was able to make it. Awesome. All right. Welcome, Aria. I'll get to you in just a second. Um, and the second type of memorization is what I like to call intentional memorization, where we're going,
Mhm.
I'm putting this into my brain intentionally. Okay. I'm going to look at how this piece is created. So I might go, okay, we have this A minor chord and it's a broken chord. And we go all the way up and all the way back down. Then we go up one and then down and then step, right? And I'm going to
Yeah.
memorize that and I'm going to intentionally say this is blah blah blah. And I might even label it. So these first four measures, I might say this is A, okay? And I'm going to memorize A. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to this next little part and I'm going to label this B.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to practice it so that I can play A with my eyes closed and my slate forward and backwards, upside down, inside out, and right side up, right? And I'm going to
Uh-huh.
practice it so I know that, and I know those notes, and it's burned into the recesses of my brain. And then I'm going to start on this B section and do the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
What's more important, a lot of times with memorization, is what are called jumping off points. Okay. And that's one of the things that is good when we get into, things like this, is
Mhm.
because sorry, my brain is trying to do like 50 things at once. And so I'm like, it's a little stuck. So then we have our third section and our fourth section. So A, B, C, D, and then we go back and repeat A and B, right? And we want to be able to, if let's say halfway through playing the C section, my brain goes, this is gone, not here, go away, come back another day. Okay, I want to be able to jump to this part down here. Okay, so when we talk about jumping off points, and I think Mr. Julian has a different term for him. I can't remember what he said, what he calls it, but it's something similar. But basically, it's when your brain hits a part where it just blanks it out. Because even if I memorize and I practice and I do all this stuff, our brains are still brains and they're still fallible, right? They're not. I'm never going to perfectly memorize everything every single time. So there are always going to be gaps. It's just part of our brains. Okay, so we want to be able to keep going. So we want to have those jumping off points so that we don't get stuck, right? So that would be my advice for you, is to just kind of label it, memorize in those sections, and then try like playing through and then just having like your mom or somebody yell out, skip. And then you go on to the next jumping off point and you're like, oh, okay. And that way it kind of gets it more into your brain and it gets that really intentional memorization. All right, really, really nicely done. You guys are doing awesome. All right, Arya, let's go ahead and hear your piece. Thank you for coming today. All right, let's go ahead and hear this. Go ahead, turn on your camera, turn on your original sound, introduce yourself, introduce your piece.
Hi, my name is Arya, and I'm going to be playing a short story.
All right.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, yeah, and I'm doing it by memory.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So similar to what we were talking about with Kiva, I would recommend really, really intentionally memorizing this piece because you know it, you know the notes, you know the rhythms, all that stuff. So you just kind of the same thing that we were talking about with the last student, Kiva. Work on having really, really memorizing those sections. And with yours, you could probably do it in 2 measure sections because it's a little bit of a shorter song because it's a short story, which is a great song. So maybe just like doing 2 measures at a time, and you want to make sure that you practice it till it's like stuck in your brain. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? All right. So you guys all did really fantastic. Does anybody have any questions about their piece or any other issues that you guys wanted to chat about today? Feel pretty good about everything? All right. Really nice job. Really nice job. So just to kind of recap, for Mila, oh, where did Kiva go? She's still here? Oh, I think she headed out. Okay, just to recap, Mila, we worked on, I think we said rhythm and then those movements. And then Kiva, we talked about the movements and memorization. And then with Arya, we also talked about memorization. So really nice job, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming to Performance Seminar today, and have a great rest of your day, all right?